And Namfrel was the one that started to light that candle and give hope to a lot of Filipinos. And now, I'm inspired by our new president. He's a game-changing president. President Rodrigo Duterte, Kuya Rodi, thank you for all what you've done for this country. And may we hear your Christmas message.
Kindly sit down. I have a prepared speech here. 2 pages. Hindi pa ako. But this kind of thing would not inspire me tonight if I do not give you my sentimento ko sa buhay. You know, I was studying and lived in a dormitory. And every time we get our key from the pigeon hole, it looks at that statement. It was in, it says there, I only passed through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to my fellow creature, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not thus pass this way again. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, namemorize ko kasi araw-araw kami. Every time you get the message, you go to the desk. So YMCA, just beside City Hall. And it's a great dorm. And marami kami doon, halo-halo. 400 of us. So more or less you begin to interact with a lot of people, different religions, and different tribes. So maybe that was why I started my politics, because I'm fond of just getting to know you and making friends. Pero nung sa eleksyon, well, of course, I've been mayor of the city of Davao for 23 years. That is why I would more or less know about governance. But I hold it as an article of faith that no progress or development can come to a country or a city unless there is law and order. Just after the revolution of Cory, there was really lawlessness in Mindanao and in Davao. And, well, I thought that maybe if I ran, I could improve the situation of my city where I grew up. So nung presidente ako, and I promised this, one, that there will be no corruption. And if it is there, then baka ginusto mo. You might want it. 2 is that I have to stop drugs in this country. 3rd is criminality. Because there are the 3 things that would really kill a nation. 4th is I leave to the economic managers, of course, just create the environment where they can thrive peacefully and with the least intervention of government. As a matter of fact, ayaw kong makialam sa mga negosyo. For one thing or another, a lot of reasons, harassment, that's why I said to this government, na kayong, those of you who are joining me, kindly be reminded of my words. So a lot of things have happened of late, and to think I'm not just about how many months in the office. I have fired almost 92 people from the regulatory bodies. LFTRB, lahat yan. And we have an impasse with the people of the ERC because they have refused to step down. You know, ako yung government worker. I am in charge of protecting public interest. And how can I trust you when you are already there fixing the rates of the electricity that the people use? How can I be sure now that we are not shortchanged, that the public is suffering actually because of these rates? I don't mind if it is really a finding that is factual and true. Wala akong problema dyan. But if I suspect that you are there on the take, you better resign. Hindi tayo makakaintindihan dyan. Then the harassment, but I would withhold the money or request Congress to dissolve the regulatory board. Hindi ako pwede ng ganon kasi sa awa ng Diyos, wala naman akong pinipili. You know, if I was able to survive on a shoestring budget and a public official for 40 years, well, we can survive with our salaries here much bigger. I get about 130,000. Pero kulang talaga because I have 2 families to support. One is that I got an annulment from my first wife. So, itong sila mayor, pati itong isa naman, isa lang. Pero, talagang kulang. Kasi sabihin ko sa inyo ang totoo ha. Makinig kayo. Ma'am, tumingin ka sa akin. Ayaw mong tumingin sa akin eh. You know, kung magtanong ka kung maligaya ako, totohanan talaga to. I'm talking live to all throughout the country. I never expected really to win. I was there for just the challenge of it. But I was looking at the other candidates. Nobody was talking about Mindanao. The serious problem actually is Mindanao. Because if we don't handle it very carefully, this country will end up dismembered. Maniwala kayo sa akin. Kasi sinabi ko kay Sakor, you have to finish this. So good luck. Sabi ko, Sakor, pag nahulog itong helicopter na ito, tapos na ang lahat. Magkakaproblema na tayo. Well, because I said I was able to talk to Ms. Wari, although he's outside of the country, he's really taking stock of everything. Okay, he's willing to talk to us. DMI, we're having the first round officially next year with Jesus Doresa here, secretary na sa peace process. At I hope I said that before the year ends, something concrete and positive will come out. And ito ang gusto kong sabihin sa bayan. You have to heed us, people, guys from Mindanao, because we're telling you the truth. You have to really transform this country. One of a unitary type, with so much control, is like the imperial throne, because down the line, to the last treasurer or to the last assessor comes from Malacanang or from the civil service, or whoever he wants to get appointed. Kailangan mo lahat na pati yung pera namin. And the fact is talagang it is not divided equally. Of course, we are not as prosperous as the other places of the Philippines, but still we're taxpayers and we're contributing a lot. Remember that 54%, lahat mga ka-exporter, 54% of the total export earnings of this country comes from Mindanao. So, pagka ganon, then every election, meron dito, a favored few, and they elect the president in this. They meet in one of 4 of them, 5. So, mahirap yan. Because in the system, no fault of theirs, but I mean, you decide because nandito lahat eh. And it cannot last long, not forever, I suppose. Maniwala kayo, kasi pag hindi, talagang there will never be an end to violence there. Why? I'll tell you. What's the secret? How is it? How to understand it? Actually, this started. They are not plain rebels, just rebels because they just want to fight. Tatanong ka, ano ba yan sila? Bakit gustong patayan lahat? You know. And even the scholars of the Moro, this is actually a Moro nationalism. People of Mindanao, of the Muslim faith, are really called Moro. Ito sila ang nauna sa Mindanao. Because 100 years before Magellan landed in Leyte, bringing him the religion, Christianity, Sulu and Mindanao were already converted to Islam ahead by 100 years. So when Magellan forced his way into the country and subdued us, they got a nice place because they found in Mindanao, just like the Americans, that there was no typhoon. That fact of being knowledgeable in the wind currents, alam na nila noon. Kasi walang bagyo dito sa Mindanao. That is why when it was opened by the Americans, go to Mindanao because it is the land of promise. Actually, it was just sloganeering. Before dito kasi ang Bureau of Lands, centuries ago. And the huge map of the Philippines was here. And they divided Mindanao, and I cannot blame them because there were no people at the time. Yung dito mga Tagalog ang nabigyan. Pare, mayroon doon. We're trying to divide Mindanao. You might want a 24-hour, di ba 24-hour yung 7 homestead. Those were pati yung Torrens title was introduced by the Americans. Now, early on, they wanted to develop the Americans, but they could not find the workers because the Moro would not want to work for the Americans or Caucasians. And rightly so, the Moro really said that you are invading my country. And so they revolted against the Spaniards. The most that they could do was really yung Spaniards to build the fourth pillar to stop the inroads of the missionaries coming from Malaysia, Indonesia, going up to Mindanao. Yun ang nangyari. So they fought the Spaniards, they fought the Americans, and they are fighting us. Why? Because of this nationalism. Kanila itong Mindanao, pati sila. Walang Kristiyanos noon. Everybody, anak o ano ka, anak ka ng whether the Muslim, the Moro of Davao is Kalagan, Kagan, Sama, Puluhano, Tausog, Maguindanao, Iranon. Those were the guys, they're all Muslims. So now, we are in a bind because here is the Philippines, here is Mindanao, the Christians lording it over, the Muslim populations, kasi kukunti lang. And even in my state, it's about 17. But we cannot really blame them. And so we have to ask for an arrangement where we can live peacefully and live comfortably. So how do we get it? You listen to them. Now they say the barest minimum for Miswari, Murad of the MILF and the rest is really federalism. Then itong mga mga violent groups, di Maote and itong si mga Abu Sayyaf, will just have to talk. Or it is really a problem also of the leaders of the Moro, please. But at least we give them the hope. Importante yan eh, you give them hope. So that if we go to federalism, it's gonna be something like this. Ngayon kasi, okay, mayor o president, yun. Mayor, governor, ito yung, these are the powers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung 5, 6, 7, wala dyan nakalagay. Those powers, residual, goes to the national, DILG. Ang federal, hindi. These are the powers of the federal setup, presidente na. Ang wala dyan, goes down. That is what you call devolution in its highest form. So may control sila. Pakialaman niya, lupa nila yan eh. So if they want to contract with somebody else, let the foreigners in as long as there's a safeguard on everything, taxes and all. Wala tayong problema. Ngayon they say that Duterte is pushing for the federalism because he wanted to stay in power beyond 6 years. Ladies and gentlemen, may I give you my word of honor. If they can craft, because they have to provide for a strong president because of the distribution of the islands, delikado ka kung a parliament, just like the British, when it was first struck with the violent, yung double-decker nila sumabog, it's a consensual body. Ang ano nila, hindi pa malaman kung ano. But, you have a strong presidential, like France. You can have a parliament, but reserve some powers, although very few, to call for an election, to dissolve the parliament, to be the chief, commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. Ibigay mo lang yan sa President 5, 6, 7. Ang lahat doon na sa baba. Huwag mo pakialaman. Let them enjoy the resources of their land. Much of it has been taken over by us. Tayo mga Kristiyanos, mga negosyante. They own so much of the land, but they are marginalized and they are into enclaves. There's a place, a barangay here, a barangay there. But we have to change that. Otherwise, if we do not go with the changing times, it will overtake us. And nothing will happen to this country. Now, just to the question I said, I am trying to figure out how to me, if you can craft the federal type government next year and submit it to the people for ratification, whether you really know, and if it passes the verdict of the people, I am going to step down. Next year, tapos yan lahat. Tapos na ako. I give you my word, my guarantee that it will happen. Baba na ako. Para walang masabi yung tao na Duterte. If you do not believe me, hindi ka talaga believe sa akin. Kasi anuhin mo. Actually, pero kung magandang babae ka, hindi kita hintuan. Hindi mo ako sagutin. Ma'am, pag hindi mo, patayin kita. So, ganon. I leave you that message for me. It's actually a Moro nationalism. Yung mga abusador as the fringes of a violent world. These are not really the activities, the core of the problem. The core of the problem is we have to have a balance here. The fact that they are willing to go federal means to say that they will accept us. That they will accept, hindi ako kasi ako mistiso ako. I'm half Chinese, half Maranao ang lola ko. Bata, Bisayan yung tatay ko, Cebu. Pero I'm giving you, it's not like ambition. Wala akong ambition. Really, if you ask me, sabihin ko nga, may I pour out, kaya ko sentimento. You think that you see me happy, that, are you happy? Ayan, si Merlo. She was with me for the last 30 years. Sayang sa 30 ba? Ambisyoso ako. Sabi ko na, am I happy with this? I will answer you this. Hindi ko kailangan ang trabaho na ito. I will repeat, hindi ko kailangan ang trabaho ito. So that you fix a new constitution, a new setup, make the tomorrow happy. And if it's just a question of people making a doubt or because I am there, hindi ako ganun. On the third year, that will be half of my term of 6 years, I'll step down. Yun yun na. Kung sino yung presidente. Walang problema yan. Nasa drugs. No, it's an election promise. Aside from my experience as 40 years as a congressman, vice mayor, mayor ng Davao City. Alam mo, fiscal ako, that makes up the 40 years in government service. Fiscal ako. Alam ko ang takbo. Whether it's really on trial. Mabili mo eh. You can buy the policeman. Some are corrupt to the core. Prosecutors, judges, and even the prison facility. You can operate your shabu operation inside despite na mayroong dilagang jammer. So, nandiyan ka na sa loob ng prisuhan, then you are still fucking us. Putang ina. Saan yung? Ito, marami rin ito, pero marami itong itong nagdadala, maraming pag-ibig to. Look at it. General Loot. Statement of assets and liabilities, 100 million. Kasi matyaga daw sa negosyante. Ang ulol, bakakon pa. May mga... You know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the drug industry of the Philippines. Yan ang mga pangalan. Nandito, police, prosecutor, barangay captains, marami, about 2,000 plus. They have contaminated the government for so long a time. We just did not realize it. Hindi natin alam eh. Sus Mario Sep. Elected public official. Ito, babae ang pangalan nito eh. Pero ito, barangay captain, barangay captain, barangay captain, barangay captain, Soli ko na ito sa iyo. Mag-init lang ang ulo ko. Salamat ha. Aid ko yan. Taga Bagyo yan. Masaya marami magsabi, maganda lagi yung aid mo. Sabi ko, gago. Hindi ako ng subordinate ko. I don't, that's not my habit. Ito ngayon ang human rights. Well, perfectly all right to criticize me. The first survey during the time of General Santiago Padilla pegged it at 3 million. During my time, I'm still counting. Hindi ko pa na-release because I'm hitting the 900,000 mark. I know that I will breach that number before the year ends to another 1 million. So dito muna tayo sa 3 million. Andiyan na yan. Itong 100, itong 1,000. Sabi ko, when I became president, you stop it or I'll kill you. Do not destroy my country. Do not destroy the young, because you will deprive us of a generation of Filipinos. You do that, I will kill you. Here comes now the human rights. Maraming patay. Actually, surprise of all surprises, we did not begin to operate until after I was at 2 months in the office. If you'll try to recall, weeks before I assumed the office, there were already many killings. And right after I was elected. And yet, we were not about to start anything. Sabi ko, pag-aralan natin ang terrain. Because sa Davao, alam ko it was serious, but I never thought na nung ako na when I started to squeeze everybody, to my horror, hundreds of thousands of Filipinos were lining barangay hall sa police mag-surrender. And it has reached the 900 million. If you are a president of a country with 4 million shabu addicts, and to think that if you are into that practice, it was the West who made that study that said that shabu user for over a year would shrink his brain and he is permanently destroyed. No hope of rehabilitation. So how many of these 4 million now are really totally disabled? And how many are still maybe sane enough to be cured? Kaya ako, nagwawala. That is why there's a rage inside me. Can you possibly do it? By what right do you have in this universe to destroy my daughter or my son na wala naman akong ginawa sa iyo? Especially those working in the Middle East, working their ass to death. Yung isa na sa Qatar ang asawa, yung asawa niya sa Saudi. They keep on sending money, working to no end, only to find out that the son has been contaminated with shabu and the daughter is also an addict. So, papaano yan? Where is, forget about the laws. By what right do you have to do that? Anong kasalanan ng nanay pati tatay na gawain mo sa isang anak nila? Kaya kung ako ang tatay, anak ng putang ina, papatayin talaga kita. Honestly. Paano yan? Tapos itong human rights. Well, it is good. What I said, they were already crying when it was not our job to do it, because I said, not now, we have to study the terrain. And we have this edicta, where holding the sway Western Visayas, the mag-asawa, both husband and wife were shut down in the pier. And we keep on coming about human rights, human rights. I said, you know, I did not have the money. I entered midterm. Wala akong pera. So I just stood there swallowing the mga takot nila, Duterte, and came these foreigners. You know, Mr. Duterte will hail you to the International Criminal Court. So, I'm about to raise the finger, about to give the dirty finger to you. You do not know. Human rights genocide is for the race or religion or a class of persons. You dumb idiots, the law does not refer, or whatever that law is, it does not refer to criminals. Come on, man, shut up. Akala ko pa mag-graduate ka ng Oxford, mga Cambridge, mga Harvard. Tala-tala pala kayo eh. Mabuti pa ako dito, local lang. Man, if it is not... If it is not a crime in my country to say, if you destroy my country, I will kill you. If it is not a crime to state bluntly to you, do not deprive us of the young of the next generation. It is not a crime to say that. Who are you, stupid fool, to say that to me? Di ba iyo, ang abogado nila, that this mayor has been heard openly to kill criminals. Ay, God, shut up. Yeah, do your worst. Walang pakialam sa inyo. And this rapporteur, with threatening to come here, come. And said, she wants a one-on-one meeting. No. You do it in public. I will do it in public. I'll tell you where your garbage comes from. Yung babae, come. Then I'll place a table there, small table, and face to face. Let the Filipino hear it. If it is a crime, sige. Tanong ko lang naman sa kanya, well, you came here with facts? Factual, or are you here to confront me with the garbage? I will just simply say, who was my 50th victim? What is or her name? And how old was she? And where did this happen? So, 5,000. So yung ika-5,000, sino yun? Anong pangalan niya? Gaga ka pala. And I tend to be, you know, I'm basta, you know, pinikon mo ako. I'm into that kind of, I come from a level of civilization na hindi naman masyadong, probinsyano lang ako eh. I just came from my province, though I'm a part of the establishment because of being a lawyer, but I came in from the cold. I was not the one, pareho na ito mga kilala lahat. And yet I won. So I said, what is this? I asked my wife. There is something there that, you know, you got a 4 million. Ulitin ko, dalawa lang presidente ko. Si Jaime Marcos, but a lady from Mindanao. And she supported me, and I won in her province by almost 100,000. And only because she was once upon a time the love of my life. Pero hindi ko alam itong life, chapter pala to. Hindi talaga life na totoo. That's what I'm saying. God must have... So that's it. It will continue on criminality. Itong mga kidnappers dito sa Malacanang, because Shabu is on the way down, it's slowing down a bit. Yung iba are back into the business of kidnapping, mostly Chinese. And what is really very despicable is hingian nila ng ransom pagkatapos patayin pa nila. And you think that I'm happy? So, Basta, you know, you do your thing, I do my thing. If we meet in one corner, pasensya. Ganun ang Pilipino. No, kasi hindi, I'm serious as I can ever be. Kayong mga foreigners dyan, you are better off going to the communities, telling them, stop it, because you lose not only your funds, but your life. Ang akin is, you want the killing stop, or tell the shabu producers and runners, stop shabu, and there will be peace in the land. You continue with shabu, I will not. Until the last pusher, I said, is out of the streets, until the last drug lord is killed. It will last till the end of my term of 6 years kung nandyan ako. If I get to resign or step down, or if I'm assassinated, go ahead. Ousted, impeached, go ahead. As long as the people would know that I gave up the presidency, not because of corruption, because I was desperate in trying to help my country preserve its condition. Simple as that. I have no plans of mine. Personal, lana. If you ask me if I am happy, extra happy to be president, I'll answer you. I do not need it. And so for the businessman, all you have to do is to assert. If your son of a bitch will tell you, demanding money, sampalin mo, and make an appointment with me to Bongo, and I will take care of them. Whoever it is. I fired the other day 2 commissioners of the immigration. And to tell you, they were my fraternity brothers. Talagang, wala akong magawa. Nausapan tayo dito. Huwag na kayo magpunta ng ombudsman. Diretso kayo sa akin. But totoo, honestly, patawag ko dito, sipain ko yan sa harap mo. Then I will demand for his resignation. Pag hindi, I will treat you as a drug pusher also. Totoo. Ganun na lang, kasi ganun man talagang style ko rin sa Davao. You know, Davao is hitting 9. The highest growth in the Philippines, 9. Why? Well, because Davao is peaceful. It bloomed, flowered into something really big. There's a shrine there, a mountain actually. Then if you are there, the middle, you can look at your right side, and that would be something like the west and the east dito, kita mo ang development ng Davao. So everybody is happy, and there is there's enough job there. You cannot find any more because a plumber has to be a plumber. You cannot be a carpenter. The carpenter can do the carpentry works. Most of our skilled marine. You know what they say when I go there? Mayor, we're just hoping and praying that someday, if you can fix our country, that we can go home and work there and be with our children. Every time I hear those words, every time mag-take off ako galing Laos, Vietnam, I were it not for so many guys there sa aeroplano, gusto kong umiyak. Gusto kong umiyak, makikita ko, back home, I have to face the problem of law and order, drugs, Abu Sayyaf, and Maute, and they were trying to mount a revolution there. And I said, be careful, because if they lose the landmass, the Aleppo or the Mosul, and their desired proclamation of a caliphate, abot ko nasabi ko na ba? That would be Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. and Brunei, then there's going to be real trouble for this country. I hope it would not reach that, but ISIS is very dangerous. ISIS, I cannot, I am of mixed blood, but I cannot condone their barbaric. You know, if you have to kill a person, you don't have to do that. You should be inspired by the song Mona Lisa. They just lie there and they die there. No need for you to make an exhibit about cutting the head of a poor guy. So that, my friends, are actually my... Thank you for listening to my outpouring of what... And were it not for a very receptive from the heart. If you do not agree with me, fine. I will not take it against you. But do not engage me in something like a question of law. I should know what I'm doing. I never declared, I said, I never declared police punitive action. Right on start, I says, I'm going to wage a war because the casualty now is 4 million. Do I need another year and be afraid of human rights and all of these things? And you are isang ito pang gago na mamatay? Assuming na pinatay. Sabi ko, assuming it to be true. But I said, I believe in the version of the police because the police is under me. And the Justice Department is also under me. If I really wanted to cover up, all I have to do is to say to the agents of the NBI, who is under the Justice Department, to just follow the theory of the police. They are all theories. No direct witnesses. But I said, allow, file the case. But I will not. I will not if it is really proven to me after that investigation report, I wait to read it, that they followed my orders, go out, arrest them, but if they do not surrender and they present a violent resistance, putting in jeopardy the life of the lawman, shoot the idiot. That is my order. And if you get charged in court, tell the judge, I will appear there. It is my sole, singular criminal responsibility, not theirs. They're just following orders. If it's really considered a crime, say I destroy you, then go ahead. But it is not in the revised penal code or nowhere in the books penal statutes of ours. So I said, Republic of the Philippines, go for the federal type, maybe a not so broad one. You, the United States were here. They lorded it over for 50 years and lived off with the fat of the land. But when they went out, it was still a unitary type. And to hear them say, we will cut your aid if this thing happens again. Come on, guys. Shut up. Shut up. I do not need your assistance. Millennium Challenge, 400 million. China is going to release to me 15 billion. Go home. I do not need your aid. You know, you should be careful with Orientals. They just don't know how to treat themselves. When you when there is you say, we will not give you because of this. You are pictured, it's a Visayan idiom. I don't know if you can understand. Patay gutom. Patay gutom is you're dead because you're hungry. We don't care if you are dead because of starvation. It's actually a slur. Do not, when you are dealing with Asians, with due respect to the ambassador of the United States, you're dealing with Asians, be careful of your language. You cannot do that to the Japanese and to the Koreans and to the, they'll feel insulted. Why do you have to say, we will cut your radio? Just say outright, please stop, or this. We are members of the United Nations, correct? Okay. You guys put your complaint there for the violations of the lost souls. Then, whatever happens there, the Human Rights Commission shall conduct an investigation. Then if there is a finding, they go ahead and present it to the plenary, and then they can come to me and say, confront me, what is this? But just to say you come here to investigate me and to talk to me, no. My transaction, I do not want dealings here. I do not want to talk about business. There's the Undersecretary of Trade, the Secretary of Trade. You go to them. No, I have to review the papers almost every day. It's actually, at the end of the day, I would say to you, it is dignity. Just because there are human rights violations, you do not say that you will never have the AIDS. We do not need it. But bakit sabihin mo pa? Mr. Duterte, if this thing continues, you lost your assistance. It is actually an insult, sir. So I hope that we can understand each other here, and you guys. And there will never be a time that I will allow government people to go into your pockets. That's why I ordered the arrest of Jack Lam. I really do not know what was the case against him, but he was talking as if everybody in government was in his pocket. And so I called, arrest him. For what? For whatever. Good that he was able to fly out, or that he will rot in jail. And I said, but there is no charge, no, never mind. You arrest him. Good. And may I say also, sorry for my bad words. I was not disciplined enough by my father and mother. But do not consider me, I realize it. Let us not kid each other. I am a worker of government. I never said a word about me as president. Never. You have never heard me say, well, as president, I would say as a worker of this government. But as I'm elected as president, I have to do this because I have to protect the Filipino. I have to preserve the country. It's actually a self-preservation thing. It does not need any constitution to say to protect your people. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Now may we request you, please, to grant the photo opportunity. Maaari lamang pong sundin natin ang pagkakasunod-sunod. First batch, principal sponsors and government officials. We request others, please, to take your seats. First, we call on the first batch, principal sponsors and government officials. Again, please take your seats while we have the photo opportunity for the principal sponsors and government officials.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see at the behind your IDs the group that you'll be joining for the photo. So again, please look behind your IDs. So we will be in chronological order. So this is group 1. Please just wait for your turn for the photos.
batch number is indicated at the back of your IDs. Batch 2 will be Sulu delegates. Kindly get ready. Marami pong salamat sa lahat ng ating mga kapatid na dumalo. Today we have lived up to the true meaning of Christmas. Talaga nga namang magtatagumpay ang proyekto sa Sulu dahil po sa inyong mga tulong. Tandaan, walang maliit o malaki sa ating lahat.